We will tune into the match here between Ralph Betesh and Daryl Ayers. Teamer Delver Mirror with a bunch of Curd Apes, though not one in play just yet. A Lightning Bolt looks like it might be going after Delver Secrets, but Daryl with a Flusterstorm. Looks like to prevent that from happening.
This is a curious deck because it's able to play early and play late. Treasure Cruise, Sylvan Library, a lot of odd ducks in this list.
Of course, the Curd Apes here because you really can't afford to play Nimble Mongoose anymore, as powerful as that card is, and it's had a lot of success in Legacy. Doesn't line up very well with Treasure Cruise. That's the big problem. So both of these players have gone without the Goose, no longer getting loose, and have gone with Curd Ape instead. Which brings a smile to your charcoal heart, is it?
Warms my charcoal heart.
Warms your charcoal heart, excuse me. That Delver will not be flipping.
Or the other way, puts a smile to my face.
Why?
No adjective.
I felt that there was a saying there.
No. Sullen, maybe? I don't know. It's a stretch.
That's all you. You're the wordsmith here. Here's a Tarmogoyf. Could potentially get dazed here. Even a Force of Will could show up, and there is a Force of Will. Moving a Brainstorm, man. Daryl will fight back with a Force of Will of his own, so he wants that Tarmogoyf in play, and it looks like it's there now.
And these Teamer Mirrors, nothing kills Tarmogoyf.
No.
So it is worth a fight.
And Tarmogoyf has been on a steady decline. Some have forgotten just how powerful of a card it is against these Delver decks.
These blue-red decks, they can't kill it once it gets to 3-4, or it requires multiple spells, or for the Tarmogoyf to get involved in combat.
Betesh has a Tarmogoyf of his own. His Delver flips into an Insectile Aberration, so he's able to attack. Ayers, well, his hasn't. And he's in a little bit of trouble now. Don't forget, Betesh did flip over a Force of Will to his Delver. So here's a Tarmogoyf. Force of Will, removing Treasure Cruise here from Ralph. Will take care of the Tarmogoyf. And all Ayers can do is pass the turn back over to Betesh. Betesh is going to untap his Delver. He's already drawn his card for the turn. And he'll come into the red zone, maybe.
And for Ralph, a lot now riding on this Insectile Aberration as his hand is down to just Pyroblast and land. A lot of his resources have been exhausted with these Force of Wills.
He'll play a Tiger before pass, then turn back. Ayers will draw. It's a Ponder. That'll flip this over. And now Pyroblast will take care of the Insectile Aberration. But Ayers does have a Ponder to use now, and Betesh is out of cards. There is a Ponder. So Ayers will take a look at the top three. See if he likes what he finds. Tarmogoyf among the options here for him.
Yeah, that's the card he's looking for here anyway, so I imagine that's a keep in some form or another.
Also found a Brainstorm. Thought about casting the Brainstorm, but he's going to hold steady. Now it looks like he may go the Lightning Bolt direction on the Insectile Aberration, though he's a little unsure of himself at this point.
Yeah, the Bolt is, you know, some insurance in case the Tarmogoyf comes in, he can block and Bolt post-combat. Also, if he bolts this turn, he's given up the opportunity to cast Curd Ape. I think that I like taking care of the flyer when you have another Goyf on top of your deck.
Looks like he does too. He'll just pass the turn back. Betesh will draw. Timely, Ponder of his own. He'll take a look at 3 cards. Both these players, I imagine, would be pretty happy if they found a Treasure Cruise.
Well, 2 bolts on the top is great for Ralph here as well, as he can attack with the Tarmogoyf. If Steven blocks, you take care of the post-combat. If he takes the hit, well, he's getting into Lightning Bolt range.
There's the attack. Ayers can't be thrilled. He's going to block. Now there's a Bolt to finish it off. So there goes his Tarmogoyf. Ayers will draw. This is a Brainstorm. So 3 cards coming here for him. Tarmogoyf among them. Throw in a Brainstorm, as well as a Flusterstorm. A couple of cards will go back. Crack the fetch. Play the Goyf. Not a bad turn. Potential draw. How about this? And for Daryl, you're saying again? Another Bolt? Only one way to find out, I suppose.
Yeah, but even if Bolt's the card that Ralph drew, you have to block kind of regardless. Because I don't know if you can take this hit and then have an opponent with Lightning Bolt in their hand.
Yeah. Tarmogoyf's actually sitting at a 4-5 at this point. And it looks like Ayers takes the damage, so he goes down to 6.
It's a gutsy play.
It certainly is.
He may feel like if he loses his Tarmogoyf, he's just eventually going to lose the Tarmogoyf anyway.
3 cards coming here. A Delver and a Treasure Cruise among them. 2 will have to go back in just a moment, but plenty of cards in the graveyard there for Ayers to be able to cast Treasure Cruise for a single blue mana.
Still, the light total is a huge concern right now. Also the fact that because he has a Taiga, he can't necessarily chain together everything he wants to do in one turn. Because he's already cast a blue spell, the Treasure Cruise is another blue spell, and then the follow-up is Brainstorm or Ponder or Delver of Secrets. He can't necessarily cast it.
Certainly a cost to playing it. Ayers going to play a Treasure Cruise and a land for the turn. You see him play the land, attempt to play around a Spell Pierce-esque effect.
Flusterstorm as well.
Yeah. And that is actually a modified Wasteland there. So a Daze, a Delver, and a Ponder are the cards that have been picked up.
And exactly what I spoke of. Now he can't follow up with either one of his blue cards post-combat.
Looks like Ayers wants to use this Wasteland, and he will go after a Volcanic Island. And a bit of a surprise here in the result. David Long will win his match over Nick Cummings. Lands, takes down Omnitel. A little surprised to see that result.
Yeah, that is a big upset.
But again, David Long, very skilled with the lands deck. He put some sort of plan together to get the job done. He plays the winner of this match in Daryl Ayers and Ralph Betesh. And one of the hiccups for lands is they had such a tough time with Nibble Mongoose.
But Curdape, eminently containable with Mazavith, Glacial Chasm, and a number of other effects.
Looks like a pretty good bracket here now for Mr. Long and his lands deck.
Wasteland is typically good against Curdape too.
Also true. The poor ape. Now Ayers has got a lot going here as far as the card scene. He's really working his way through his deck. The problem here is, can he get the 4-5 off the board?
You almost feel like if he had something like Submerge, if he just had a one-turn reprieve from Tarmogoyf, he'd be fine. But it's very challenging right now, and he may not be able to take another hit. If he does, then any bolt kills him. But he also doesn't want to be chump blocking for the entire game, so he needs to cobble together 2 bolts.
Gonna try to resolve a Ponder here. 2 bolts might be the way home. Again, as powerful as all this manipulation is, Treasure Cruise, Brainstorm, all of that stuff. And those are great cards. We all know that. Tarmogoyf reigns supreme in this matchup, and it is certainly doing that right now. As Betesh is just going to play a land and pass the turn back. Ayers will draw. 2 mana. He's going to play a Forked Bolt. Now a Lightning Bolt. Tarmogoyf is dead finally.
Now, that is step 1 for Steven. Now he's got to close the game out before Ralph is able to find another burn spell.
Just pass the turn back. Potential draw. He'll pass. Ayers will draw. There's a Delver of Secrets. It's 15-2. He's got to hang on. There's a Force. We're moving a Daze. Ayers is going to fight over this. Just I'm going to Pyroblast that. Pass that turn back. Over to Betesh. Delver of Secrets for him.
And anything that just requires time out of Steven is a victory for Ralph. Every draw step he gets is potentially the kill.
It's an upkeep Brainstorm. Curdape among the cards drawn. Let's put 2 back, but this is all in response to the Delver trigger, so this is an effort to flip that thing. Ponder will flip it. Now Ayers will draw the Ponder. Will he attack is the question. See where he wants to start things. There's the ape.
Love it.
Here's a waste. No flavor text necessary.
I would probably go after Volcanic Island here. Unless he has a second waste, I suppose he can try to cut off of green for Tarmogoyf, but
I like cutting off red for burn.
I feel like you want to cut him off blue for cantrips and red for burn, which makes Volcanic Island the best land of the bunch.
Let's take a look at the top card. Treasure Cruise.
Modern Premier IQ players.
That's going to... He wants to see what you're delving first, and he's going to Spell Pierce it. A big Spell Pierce there for Daryl. And Insightile Aberration staring at one on the other side of the table. Just going to pass the turn back. Ayers will draw. It's a Ponder.
I'm not sure what's to be gained by holding back on defense unless Ralph has a creature removal spell in his deck that's not burn.
A blast effect. Pyroblast.
Sure. I think it's just so unlikely that you draw a blast next turn, Steven can't kill it and can't kill your Delver.
Sure.
That you're better off just trading Delvers in that spot and giving yourself more draw steps. Because now Ralph's at 9. He's dead pretty fast here. If he's at 14 going to 12, that could be 1 or 2 more draw steps.
This is the Brainstorm. That'll resolve. 3 cards. Pyroblast, one of the cards found. Wooded Foothills 2. Remember, he's got to put 2 of these back. And he does not look thrilled about it. Point to the Taiga says, this is causing me some trouble.
Yep.
It's a deck building cost. It really is. Most Temur Delver decks over the years, no Taigas in them for exactly this reason. Always have access to blue mana.
I almost feel like in this spot, Ralph needs to keep the fetch land, shuffle, and try again.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of time, that's for sure.
No, you're risking losing to Bolt and whatever else, but I just don't think Pyroblast or... I just don't think this line of play is a long-term solution.
Day's taking care of the Pyroblast. Ayers going to play his Tropical Island. And that, my friends, is going to do it, as he knows his next 2 cards are Delver Secrets and a Wooded Foothills. And Steven Daryl Ayers is going to win this match here over Ralph Betesh, 2 games to 1. He wins the Curd Ape All-Star game.